The referendum held on the 23rd of June 2016
in Scotland has voted in, meanwhile.
The European Union Referendum Act 2015, and having been authorised to do so by the Regional Counting Officer, I hereby give notice that I have certified the following. The total number of ballot papers counted was 134,400. The total number of votes cast in favour of Remain was 51,930. The total number of votes cast in favour of Leave was 82,000.
That's a big number.
And that was, I think, 82,000 voting out. So substantial win there for the Leave campaign in Sunderland. Has to be said, it was anticipated that they would win, but what matters is the margin of victory as the votes,
the total number of
come up on both sides.
In favour of Leave was 82,394. The number of ballot papers rejected was as follows. No official mark.
So they were 82,000, so a margin of 30,000 votes for coming out. Let's get a quick reaction from Paddy Ashdown to that.
Bigger than expected for out. Let me just finish what I was going to say earlier on, because it's really important. The Prime Minister can choose to be a prisoner of the Conservative Party if he gets a mandate, or he can choose who dares wins and really go with it and push a European...
OK, well, let's go to Sarah Hewson. Paddy Ashdown here, Sarah, saying that that was a bigger than expected margin of victory for out.
Certainly was, and you can see the celebrations behind me from the Leave camp and that huge cheer that went up when those figures were announced. 51,930 votes for Remain, 82,394 votes for Remain, so 61% out vote here in Sunderland. It was expected to go that way. It is a Eurosceptic area, the 29th most Eurosceptic area in the UK, but that is a particularly strong showing for Leave, and I think that will be unsettling the Remain camp, particularly after that Newcastle result that we had just a few minutes ago that showed in, but only just, and was a smaller margin than had been expected. So huge celebrations by Leave supporters here in Sunderland with that result declared a significant victory for Leave.
And Sarah, as we saw while you were speaking, in the totalising of the votes so far, that result actually for the first time this evening has put out in the lead, currently 50.5% to 49.5%. Well, we'll be back with you in Sunderland for more reactions soon. But let's have a look at a result that also came in recently. This is our second result from Scotland, Clackmannanshire. And in Clackmannanshire, the results were as follows: 14,691 for in, 10,736 for out. That was a margin of 3,900 votes for the in campaign. But as you see from the strap at the bottom of your screen, with the results which we have in so far, just 5 out of 382 out narrowly in the lead.
I think one of the features of tonight is going to be the white, blue-collar workers voting in larger numbers, so very solidly for out. Now, the question is, how does that play out in the long run? So I think that's just the first indication that that may be a feature coming through.
Well, we can look at the UK result now so far. You can see it on your screens. Currently, and this is with just 5 out of 382 results in, out is in the lead for the first time because it scored that big dividend in a big area of Sunderland, 50.5 to 49.5. Some economic reaction, which our economic editor, Ed Conway, can fill us in on.
Yeah, in short, Adam, the pound has absolutely gone through the floor. In fact, I've rarely ever seen as big a fall in sterling as we have just seen. Over the course of the last few minutes, the pound has fallen from about $1.50 down to $1.44. Just look at this sheer drop. This kind of thing almost never happens. I mean, you have to go back to eras like kind of Black Wednesday, when the pound obviously left the exchange rate mechanism, to see such instant falls. Even during the financial crisis, you didn't see falls of this kind of scale. And remember, just earlier on tonight, reacting to those early polls where we saw that there was many kind of pollsters expecting Remain to be in the lead. Now that we're seeing those results from Newcastle and from Sunderland, which look very positive for the Leave camp, the traders out there, mainly in New York, are selling the pound at a rate that I've rarely ever seen this before. This is going to be very volatile over the course of the coming minutes, so we'll keep an eye on this over the course of the next few minutes.